It's not a drill. We're hopping live into the map, the first map between Made in Brazil and Nouns Esports. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the call, and Turtle has dual Berettas, Exit has dual Berettas, Henny has a flashbang and no kit. It's Raid Boss Doolies, Nouns on the T side on their map pick, and Ancient has swapped over to a more T-sided setup. Can MIBR lock out Nouns? BRN only able to get one on the fight. Turtle next in line jumps up with the dualies, but he's also traded out nicely by Marky. In the meantime, the rest of the Noun squad have overwhelmed the B site and are getting the bomb down to the ground. Insani looking for a victim. Exit coming up as well. Again, no kit for Made in Brazil. They do not have the time. Brilliant shot from Cynic, and he'll add another one all down to the young gun, and Marky finishes him off. Nouns, they trade out in cave, they scale up ramp, and they get the site.
Very well done to quell the retake. Some proactive play around the square there from the likes of Nouns Esports. Marky coming alive early on. You wanted to see him come out the gate swinging. He is the new addition, as we mentioned. Cynic as well hitting some shots. Again, we mentioned that being a big factor in this one to us. Will he be able to frag? Will he be able to perform in light of the recent likely role change? And well, that is a best start possible for him. Made in Brazil, though, they're forcing.
Look what CJ bought.
Oh, we got the Bison. It might work, right? It might work against 4/5 of Made in Brazil. It will not work against Exit, who has the helmet. But if you can find the head, right, I think the Bison should suffice. Maybe it's a bit of BM. Maybe it was a misbuy.
So slow time to kill, though.
Oh, it is, but it's funny BM and maybe some mental games. Maybe that was the key that Nouns were missing, the mental warfare, the PSYOP, as we called it.
Yeah. Nouns version of MK Ultra, let's see. B-Wills could get lucky in the ramp spot. Out Turtle sprays him down to 12 HP. Not the kill, but at least a shot across the bow and then a little more. Insani dancing with the Deagle. Marky reveals his position, retreats, runs, and goes back, trying to bait out a peek from someone like BRN. Crossfire setup. Nice shot from Insani. BRN peeks out. Has to be careful. Can they recover the AK? Yes, they will. That's going to be Insani on the AK now after that nice Deagle shot. But the A site going to be taken by MIBR, by Nouns as MIBR are starting to crunch in, but B-Wills is behind them. Henny looking for the tags. The rest of the boys looking for the frags. And Insani has done it another. CJ gets tagged down. Exit up on top with the 5-7. Only able to get one. The Bison does find the wounded player, but it's down to B-Wills on a Galil and a 1v4 coming in from Donut. And I think his goose is cooked here. I don't think there's much he can really do. Just stay alive and don't die after time is probably the best he can find. And that MIBR responds really well. And it starts with that Insani Deagle shot onto the player Snake.
But incredibly well. Was that after time?
Yep.
An after-time death and a team kill. That was a chaotic end if I've ever seen one. Made in Brazil, though, they're on the board. I'd say that's what counts. And even more so, B-Wills not surviving actually is a critical factor. Only $300. Nouns are compelled to invest now. They have to. They have to go for it. With only $300 on their teammate, he's not going to be able to invest in the following. No sense in saving, and so they're going to have a very disparate investment. It's some Deagles, some Tech 9s, a P250 because it's all B-Wills can afford. And Made in Brazil, a very stout defense now. 2 AKs, 2 M4A1Ss, an MP9 for Exit to harvest some cash that will be very potent against the majority of this T side. And Made in Brazil, aggressive posturing. I was wondering what they were going to do, how they were going to play, given the spawn changes, given the pushback of the CT side, but they're still playing incredibly aggressive. BRN, we saw him in the corner of Jaguar prior. He's again pressed all the way forward, supporting his teammate, jumping up in the middle. And Made in Brazil are going to hold this rather aggressive angle. Turtle as well now putting down the ramp. Totally unexpected. He stops his way down. Doesn't matter. Just so much damage. Another kill secured. CK eventually trades, but damage feels like it's been done at this point. Made in Brazil should keep 4/5 of the roster standing, and there should be a second round in a row for them.
Keyword it should be. CJ chunked down lower, his teammate falls, and Insani comes with the finish. BRN down in the red, but he will survive to fight the next round without having to reinvest, and shouldn't be much of a fight into this round. Nouns, nothing they can buy after forcing up in the last round. A couple of bits of utility. Anders flash and a smoke coming through. MIBR full rifles across the board. They have a good amount of utility, everybody but Turtle. And it's good to see Insani in this kind of a position because during the Pro League conference, Insani didn't really look comfortable, even though he was kind of being shoehorned into these aggressive positions. But now it seems that he's being more set up and supported by the rest of the squad. You can see Henny coming with him. Insani gonna get these eco frags, boost the young lad's confidence even more. Henny right there too. Look at that, almost no damage taken by the Made in Brazil players. Henny to back up. Insani doesn't even need to swap the deal. And a very swift 3-1 lead for MIBR. I'm gonna say a 3-1 lead. I am not gonna see Marquis go 1v5 the Glock. That is not happening right now. It's not going to happen.
No chance. No shot. With all 5 players bearing helmets, it's going to take more than 2 dinks on an individual player to kill them.
Unless it's close.
Unless, like,
close range, it's 2.
But he's going to get a living if that happens. And not a shot. Not even in the dark. Henny will take him out, unseat him. And Made in Brazil, not only are they off to a good start, they're off to a very aggressive start. That's the most important factor to me. They're no respecting. Again, I was interested to see how this map kind of evolved and changed. I was expecting, even getting into Jaguar off the rip on the CT side is a risky endeavor. It doesn't matter. We had it in round 2. Insani was supporting BRN all the way pressed across into the far angle. That was aggressive even before the change. And they're still going for it. This team is, I don't want to say no respecting because they are still doing their due diligence, but they're confident. That's the most important factor right now. And Nouns, the respectful style is not conducive to playing against this bravado that MIBR are bringing. Such a good flash, and again, aggressive posturing. You used to see this on the old map, not on the new, and yet Made in Brazil are continuing to make it work.
This is very much the Brazilian style of Counter-Strike, where it's kind of just run it down, destroy your opposition, play in their face as Insani and Exit go 2 for 1. Insani traded out, the bomb yet to go down as the retake is already here and the bomb finally falling to the ground. It will get planted. Carson will have one more kill. Turtle spray goes wild. And now it's kills for Carson. CJ with the last. And Nouns get a big break thanks to Carson's 3K. CJ with 2. And MIBR should be kicking themselves because they should not have lost those fights.
Not a chance they should have lost those fights. They tried to trade, and the sprays again went wild time and time again. Did see some good individual performance from Carson as well. Very good shot onto the player back in towards the temple. But that is a round that Nouns should not be able to dig themselves out of. That was a massive one to win, but it's not all good yet. They still don't have the best of economies. They lost, what, 4 players in that round? And so now they have Galil's, a lack of utility. They've had to reinvest everything. And sure, Made in Brazil had to do the same, but they're still the team that looks by far better in the server right now.
Henny with the big green is always fun to watch. He'll make it work on the T side. He'll make it work on CT. Doesn't matter the map. He might not be 2017 Kenny, but he still can hit the shots. Crazy to think that 2017 was 6 years ago. Where has time gone? We're still without Source 2.
That every dang day. Where has the time gone?
Yep. Interesting slow play from Nouns. It looks rather endless. Like, they don't really have an idea where they want to go. It's just mulling around, waiting for the time to tick down, hoping MIBR peek them. Yeah, Henny will peek you, actually. I think he wasn't expecting that from Carson, who gets a bit lucky on that fight. And he's going to back away. He did.
He saw the shadow, so he should have had a bit of warning. A little bit unlucky. They're maybe moving a bit. A little bit moving in accuracy at play. Made in Brazil, though, they're already conditioning this T side. They've gotten aggressive, and now they're slowing it down, that things really do truly matter, and they're playing their set plays to perfection. Marquis and CJ do finally clap back a little bit, but Insani trades out to the player ramp. It leaves CJ in the caves alone. 1 versus 3, no HP, means it's next to impossible. AK for Insani's troubles. He's out the gate sprinting. We talked about him harvesting the ecos. He's already at 12 kills by the start of round 7.
Yeah, he actually holds the highest KPR and the highest ADR for Made in Brazil in the last 3 months. 82.5 ADR. and 0.74 kills per round. So he's doing quite well. He also has their highest enemies flash per flashbang, so the highest flash efficiency at 0.85, and he throws the third most flashes on the team. So the young gun definitely doing good when it comes down to it, slotting in well. This aggression down middle, they've been so good at the mid control, and I mean, it works when it's against the pistols too, because really, what are you going to fight against? Blocks? You can handle blocks like this. Look at that. Easy peasy. BRN gets 4. Good flash. Exit
Ace?
for 2.
Nope.
No ace, but 4 kills. Look at the money still. They can afford to do that.
They can afford to do it. The biggest thing to me is, again, this is a timing thing now. The CT spawn has been pushed so far back. Look at all this room for activity. They can do some stretches back here.
Yeah.
And that changes the timings entirely, where if the pistols rush, if they get aggressive because, you know, reckless abandon, there's no reason to save a pistol, they can beat them or at least meet them at Jaguar. And instead they're giving them all the respect, all the reverence. Made in Brazil are taking as much space as they feel necessary. Nouns need to punish that, and here we go, finally some aggression towards middle. It won't work out in this case, and Insani getting a double, but again, I like the gumption, finally changing something up, finally getting aggressive, and finally trying to make Made in Brazil feel uncomfortable.
There is a temple on this map, but it's supposed to be for the Aztec gods, not for Made in Brazil.
Made in Brazil, they're already expanding their worshipping base as well.
Yeah, there's no real chance in this round for Nouns. I mean, granted, it's a half buy, but still. They try to fight fire with fire, they still get burned. They go aggressive, and Insani still gets 2. The flashbang from Henny to really help him out on the second kill, but the first was just a dry fight, and he won that pretty clean. Marky, now the last man standing, trying to creep his way out of the B, looking for a cheeky little 1 kill, 1 chance, and he does get that one on a turtle, but 1 kill doesn't really make too much of a difference here. And it's a pause. It's timeout called. It is not called by Made in Brazil. It's called by Nouns. So at least the timeouts make sense.
Much needed at this point. They feel lost. They feel confused. As we mentioned, even when the pace has changed, even when they're given the room to work with, they still don't have a clear direction. They're still caught out by set plays coming in from Made in Brazil. Nothing is going the way of Nouns beyond the odd shot or the Made in Brazil player feeling it and getting overly aggressive. But again, those are calculated risks that Made in Brazil are more than happy to make, no matter what things have been swinging in this CT team's favor. Now, at this pause, I want to see Nouns have a direction going into this round. They need to stop playing reactionary. They need to stop trying to catch off the aggression. They need to instead have a purpose, an A set play, a B set play, anything, honestly. Maybe just some mid control, just something in the pocket ready to go. Is if they continue to play in this aimless style, they're going to get out-aimed and out-brained by Made in Brazil.
And again, this is their pick, too. And Ancient has got a lot more T-sided as of late. If you've been watching Katowice, you can see a lot of teams winning the T-side Ancient halves. Because of just how aggressive he can get. But look what BRN does! He turns around, can't get the spray on the second, though. That's a really good refrag by Marky. It keeps Nouns in this round, and it gives them a chance to break back in. But Nouns keep getting punished by these little peaks from Made in Brazil. They pop out a little choke point, they get their kill, they back away, they might try for a second. But it's very good hit and fade aggression, too, from Made in Brazil. They don't stick around too long. They're learning from Grand Admiral Thrawn here, Nate, and they're making sure they don't lose what they have.
Double press down the B ramp. Good idea coming in from Made in Brazil, but they walk into the stack. Traces don't favor them. And Insani now has to go insane holding to the B. 1 kill, a second spotted as well, but a good peek. No, Insani takes him down. Cynic down as well, and that leaves just CJ lurking in middle. 35 seconds or thereabouts to work with, and a 1 versus 2. No bomb on his back either. Makes this more than difficult. I would say a Herculean task ahead of him, given the big green on the other side of the equation here. And
it's going to be a bit of an odyssey.
20 seconds, walking still, spotted, doesn't get taken down, but he should be safe, let's be honest. At this point, there's no real shot in the dark.
He's going to get max loss. It's worth, the value of his equipment's worth more than the loss bonus, so yeah, save.
Got the flashes at least. Got enough money
the
to buy
armor, the AK.
Yeah, the final pieces of utility can be invested into.
Yep.
But still, it's a Made in Brazil game through and through. That was the biggest opportunity they've been given, right? They found the double towards the ramp, the 2-for-1 and the trade to start things off, and yet still they couldn't get it across the line. They got shut down by Insani's individual performance. 16 kills for him, might I add, 13 for BRN. It's a Made in Brazil power hour here.
Yeah, it's a two-man show. It's a duet, a deadly duet. And it's going to be another half buy for Nouns to try and counter this. Maybe a fast rush towards A. And MIBR have a couple of players this angle. Henny out towards Donut. And a passive hold from Exit over towards CT. Insani can make a quick rotation. BRN already through towards Jaguar. Keeping an eye on Snake. Smokes out B side. Can peek towards mid. Lots of stuff to be done here. Molotov well timed by Henny, who's still holding the line. They do smoke it. They're going to flash in. They're going to try and take it. Henny missing all of his shots right now. And so is Exit. He gets bailed out by Insani, who's got a pair. Jumps in, runs down B-Wills, grabs the quad, swaps to the USP, but Turtle keeps him alive. Insani grabs 20, a 10.0 KD. 10 rounds into the game. He is at a 2 kill per round rate right now. And another individual effort for the highlight reel. Insani playing insane and out of his mind. Holy moly, we are getting an absolute gift of a game from Insani right now. And he's actually on pace for a 30 bomb in the first half.
Exactly on pace for a 30 bomb in the first half.
Yep.
5 more rounds, 2 kills per round exactly is his current record. Exactly 30 is what we could expect. Oh, we jinxed it. Cynic, we were wondering if he was going to IGL, if he was going to op. We got an answer to both those questions, and he drops Insani as well. That is a critical kill to find. It is okay.
It's an average of 2 kills.
That's true. You could get another 4 kill like he did in the round prior. I guess that's fair. Either way, it's the op of Henny again to miss the shot. He keeps on walking. He keeps on getting that inaccuracy. And finally, Nouns find a gift. It's 4 kills going unanswered, and that leaves Exit with nothing else but to try and find the exit. Does find the openings to where Carson lurking around looking for the kill. At this point, Nouns want to drop this rifle. They want to try to break the economy of the CT side, and they're surprisingly close to doing so. B-Wills finds the trade of his teammate eventually and does secure a third for Nouns. The question is, can they find more than 1 round in a row? It's a big round to find. They do drop all 5 CTs, and that will do a significant chunk of damage to the CT economy. If they win 1 or 2 more, they could very quickly find a way back to a relatively close scoreline.
At the same time, though, I think anything under 6 is a massive disappointment. 6 is still a bit of one, and you want 7 at least on your T side. And it's going to be a very difficult opportunity for Nouns to even try and accomplish that. The Molotov bounces back into the smoke in Cave, so that's a bit of a break for Nouns. Their own Molotov will not fail. BRN tucks in, dodges the spray, might even counter, dinks Marky down, and both players exchange pitiful amounts of damage onto each other.
So little. I thought it did more. It did more damage than a body shot in response. Yeah. That's kind of some fickle.
I think the AK has more penetration, so it does more damage to the wood.
I think it was just like the panel. I think there's an extra panel of wood in
maybe
headshot angle, because it was a body shot that did more in response.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really surmise as to what could have occurred either way. Nouns,
look at the mid control.
A lot of mid control at the price of a site presence. Nouns, though, don't know that. They don't have the luxury of X-ray. So just holding their tongue, they're biding their time in hopes that somebody walks under the crosshair, but of course no one is. No one's even close to A site.
Yeah, Exit's the closest, and he's in Donut right there with Insani. Turtle, maybe a push into CT, or T-spawn, excuse me, but I think now it's being telegraphed. The sound cue's definitely there for Exit. Oh, the run, Insani! He flicks around. There goes Marky, AK upgrade. Insani clears out towards spawn. Sees there's nobody there. Carson getting chunked down lower and lower. No real utility left unless it's Henny's nade. The bomb goes down to Molotov. Keeps him alive, and BRN will burn, but Insani comes up with another. There's his 2 kills in the round. Looking to try and get back to that 2 kill per round average overall, but CJ will deny that. 3v3 turtle around. Dodges, no, he's almost dead. He does get felled by CJ from Temple. Exit in the meantime finally pushes off Carson. B-Will's up close to a 1v2. Henny has done nothing so far this game. He has done nothing so far this round, and he will do nothing in this round, as he will surely try and save. His time in the sun is over. He does get one on the exit, but he cannot save the op. That kill is not worth it at all. Big mistake from Henny to stick around that long. Either you go for it or you don't. And Nouns will have an easy round upcoming unless MIBR want to full force this, which it seems they do. 2 M4s, pistols on the rest. And I guess when Insani's been doing what he's been doing, you can justify the two M4s and everything else.
Just make sure Insani has that rifle as he does. That's the most important factor here. And he does have that hero rifle in the hero's hands. Nouns, full buy. It was a scorched earth round in the round prior. Everybody fell. B-Will's dropped with the bomb at the end after finding the trade. Didn't get to save the op, but one is still invested for Cynic. They had a little bit of extra cash in the bank. And as we mentioned, the CT economy is very close to being broken. They will go for the haphazard investment. 2 M4s, an MP9, CZ, and its counterpart, the 5.7, but it's going to be a difficult one for Made in Brazil. They can't go for the same hands-on aggressive style they've gone for before. Instead, it's more calculated, more measured aggression. The BRN in the far cubby. He might just get burned alive by B-Wills. No, that Molotov goes deep. It forces Turtle back instead. Will B-Wills do this angle? It's due diligence. No. BRN swings off contact. And that is a big opening and upgrade secured for the CT side.
It's a brilliant little bait and switch there. Well executed by MIBR. And now they have 3 rifles to play with.
Second time they've gone for that bait and switch. They did it in the second round as well.
Yeah, they're mixing up the positions too. Insani now moving into mid. Turtle taking up that cave position where Insani got that nice deagle shot back on round 2, which kind of kick-started the MIBR CT side. Carson going to clear behind the flames. Turtle waiting in cave with a CZ. Has no real backup here. This flashbang dodged by Turtle, who's not going to extend. Wise decision. Carson flashing next. Turtle turns. He's domed. And now the take can be on towards the side. BRN in a hard spot, but he's able to get the first spots to the op. He gets caught offside by Carson, who sprays down one. Not the second. Look at the time of the clock. Oh. They have to plant. Insani gets the first kill. He jumps into the smoke. He's staying alive. He's spotted by Cynic, though, and it's all down to exit the 1v2. They know where he is, and they will finish him off. 5 rounds now to Nouns. Good adaptations, but MIBR's aggressive purchasing strategies and maybe a little bit of lethargy on the retakes coming back to bite them here as we get to the dying embers of this first half. Pistols and pistols only for MIBR, and for Nouns, they will have everything they need for this and the following, barring a loss here. They should be more than fine into round number 15 with a chance for 7.
Remarkable recovery, all things considered. The 8-2 at one point. They've won 3 in a row. They've turned it around in a big way, and while their economy isn't in the best of ways, it's still far better than their adversaries. That's the best way to put it. Turtle, again, just timing made it not in their favor. It was very poor in the round prior. It's very poor now. Turtle caught pushing through the mid doors. A second as well. Henny taken down by Carson. He's beginning to come alive for the T side, and Insani not going to be insane enough to get across. He's caught trying to get out of donut. Please just exit in BRN. Deagle into P250, 2 versus 5. And at this point, it feels like it's curtains. It feels like Nouns have this round secured. That gives them an opportunity to bring it to a very contentious scoreline of 7-8.
It's all about the damage now for MIBR. How many kills can they grab? BRN. Nice little deagle shot. Cynic, however, P250 in hand. We'll refrag that one. Exit, last one standing. Again, going to go for exits. We have said a few times now. Cynic grabs the deagle upgrade. Although, P250, quite a good little tapper at mid to close range. And
it's only a one-shot headshot on Carson. More than one. He's playing in a very predictable kind of exit spot. I don't think anybody on Nouns is even going to exit this direction.
No reason to.
The gun was thrown out as well. No opportunity there. It's going to be 6 for Nouns, and a convincing one as well. Means they'll have the best of buys they could ask for in the final round of the first half.
Yeah, they'll have everything they need. And MIBR won't. Although I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad thing if Henny doesn't have an op right now.
No, it would be a blessing, I would say.
That first half is abysmal.
He's missed. I want to say more shots than I can count on one hand.
I would agree. He's definitely missed more shots than he's hit.
I say more shots than 5, and he only has 3 kills.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And I'm pretty sure only one of those is with an op.
That would not surprise me. So maybe he can get more comfortable with the M4. Maybe he's having some tech issues, honestly. It feels like it's like a delay thing where he's just not waiting long enough, and maybe that's a lag issue. Who knows? Either way, Henny, not with the op, it's with the Flames instead, does get a 4th on the board. And again, aggressive from BRN. He's played here now 3 times, and it's finally been exploited. Henny, though, jumping out middle, finds one. A trade from Insani as well, and to exit, holding for Cynic, drops him. Native Brazil finally recover. It looks like it's going to be a very nice scoreline of 9-6, unless B-Wills has something to say about it. And looks like he might have found a timing out towards B, but he has no bomb on his back.
It's all the way towards A. B-Wills put down on B. 9-6 as we head to the half. We'll see you all in 3 minutes.
A dominant start ends in a very contentious scoreline. Made in Brazil stemmed the bleeding a little bit at the end to bring it to a 9-6, but it's a shadow of what it could have been. I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Boggs, and Boggs, Nouns are now on the more difficult side of this map, the CT side. It is their map pick as well. Do you think they have what it takes to come back in this one?
Seeing what I saw in the first half, I would say no. They've really been able to take advantage of Henny not really getting any op shots, and that's kind of what most of their success has been based off. They won the pistol round, and they only got 6 rounds out of that first half. It's pretty rough here. Marky, he's going to open this up with a nice shot. The rotations are going to be able to come back here, but MIBR can circle this one all the way back towards B or even try a mid approach. They don't need to commit in towards the A side. BRN flirting with the fight. Turtle has the bomb on his back. He needs to be very careful, and they will elect to fade away here. MIBR will use the time allotted to them. They have 55 seconds left to try and do something else. And I don't know. Are they going to double fake this back towards A? Wouldn't be a bad idea, because Nouns have just completely abandoned their full-on rotate, which is a good idea, given the time.
Split would be so good right now. Through Donut. Maybe send a player up towards the doors if they find a favorable duel here. Cut off those 3 players rotating. Could be big, but I do see sense in sending all 4 players towards this A site. Steps are heard. Now the rotation should begin to come through. The dualies on the back of site have to come in big. Good damage done, but no kill secured in either direction. Marky instead is the one to cut off 1/2 of this split. He drops BRN over towards the main side of things. Henny and Exit will find their way out of the choke point with 8 seconds left, and the cavalry arriving just doesn't seem possible. It doesn't seem feasible. Nouns start with their best foot forward in half number 2, and again, they have finally awoken. The question is, can they do more? They did successfully prevent the plant from coming through, but they're still trailing by 2 rounds.
Still trailing, although it should be won by the time this round is over. I don't believe MIBR will force. They should be going for the full save. Get AKs in round 3.5. I'm interested to see how MIBR will play with the timings. I'm expecting a little more aggression from them, something we didn't really get to see from Nouns until later on, because of how the spawn timings from CT are so slow now. There is a lot to be exploited by Made in Brazil if they play their cards right. A heavy presence again from them, although it's very, very pensive. They still are pressuring more towards that side, leaving the solitary lurk over on B. That's Henny with the flash. P250 for exit. But overall, MIBR really don't have anything they can do in this round. It's Glocks, it's P250. It's just maybe if they get lucky, get a bomb plant.
Hope for someone to get aggressive. I think that's the call here. Nouns, they're taking lots of control short, but they aren't getting overly aggressive. They're holding 2 over towards A. They're pressing 1 down the middle, 1 through Jag, and of course 1 down those B stairs smoking off the doorway. So it's a very solid aggressive hold from Nouns. They should know it's going to be an A hit. Question is, can these 2 rebuke it? Can Marky and Carson weather the storm, the 5-man press here? Flash comes out. Good blind onto Marky, who now has to hold it with the block. Carson is here as well. And that's a good start. 1 for 1 for Made in Brazil. Back of sight, those Carson and Cynic has rotated around as well with the MP9. They're mowing them down, shredding them. Just exit. He does find a second for his troubles, but on 5 HP, it seems near impossible. Cynic up close to the MP9 takes him down through the box, harvesting that $600 cash, upgrading to the FAMAS as well. And Nouns, as you mentioned, they are now trailing by 1, but Made in Brazil, they have the advantage now with the AKs.
And that extra damage is going to hurt the economy of Nouns. So the 2 kills, not too shabby at all, considering the Glock and P250 investment. The AKs are out now for MIBR. This is where you want to see them get back in the driver's seat, get back in the winning ways. If they lose this, then Nouns' road to victory becomes clear here on map 1. Now, if Nouns lose this round, MIBR should be able to get the reads they need to finish this one off. And I expect that they will have a very solid T side. I mean, historically, in the last 3 months, they've won 57% of their T rounds. That's a pretty good number, even considering the fact that Ancient wasn't with these spawn changes for at least half of those matches they played. So MIBR with a good opportunity here to try and really tighten the vice on Nouns and shut them down. Nouns, though, being proactive in their CT defense, but completely giving up mid, opting for a passive cave and a donut play. The walk up towards B is getting prepped for. 3 flashes, a nade, and a smoke for MIBR. Not a lot of util. But this hold from Nouns is so passive. So much ground can be gained by MIBR without Nouns even seeing a thing.
Yeah, 45 seconds left. They already have cave control. Granted, coming out of that choke point is going to be rather difficult for 3 players, but Penny pushing up middle could be important. Nouns, their 2 players have migrated into the donut, as you mentioned. That's Carson, that's Marky, MP9 and Famas, and there's the opening. BRN holding. Does not expect the second to be up so close in the exact same spot. B-Wills finds the trade. Henny, though, answers the call, and Marky rotating around in the middle. And Sonny, now it's his turn to exit. He finds one. Turtle does as well. Those players coming out of the cave, coming into their own. He's just Carson. He was a donut. He's in a 1v4. He has a FAMAS in hand, and at this point, he should be compelled to save it, despite the plethora of damage done to Insani and Henny. It is the wiser call. Bring the FAMAS into the following, drop it to Marky, drop it to Cynic, one of those two, and do your best to get an investment. In fact, there might even be a half buy in the following. I didn't realize how difficult the economy was for the CT side.
Yeah, it's because of those 2 casualties, and there was a very heavy investment into the second round of the half from Nouns. They're in an awkward spot, and if this FAMAS gets taken out of their hands, they'll be even a worse spot here. They're not going to hunt the MIBR. They don't really have the cash to go for it either. The health on 2 players. Make it 3 as you look at Turtle. He's at 33 HP. Exit tag down. 55 by the bomb. And let's see what Nouns want to do. Probably just force into this one. I don't think it would be the prudent decision to save. Carson could drop the FAMAS, get another one. Armor for Marky or Cynic. Like, there's a buy that can be had here. Not a safe one necessarily, but it's worth a force. That's what they're going to do.
Doesn't. He goes for the FAMAS, as you mentioned. In 2900, so if he forewent, I guess, in a word, the utility, it could have been a nice M4. Instead, it's the FAMAS, and he will make it work, finding one with a good flash assist from Cynic. It's a cobbled together investment, but it does call out the aggression. They do decide to fight towards middle this time around, Nouns. Question is, can they find more? Turtle, far more aggressive this time from Made in Brazil. They're already pressuring up the B ramp, and they're going to get near complete control for free. There's nobody here challenging. 2 are in the cave / Jaguar. 1's the back of the square, and BRN takes that aforementioned player down. He has now no real chance to come out. CJ will find one, though. The FAMAS takes him down. The bomb plant, though, not stopped. Henny will get that precious piece of cargo to dirt, to ground, and it is a 4 versus 3 in the retake, but they don't have the kit, and they have 2 players who are incredibly low on HP.
But they have 3 rifles now, and I think Nouns are contemplating this. They are leaning towards it. Utility going to be thrown by both sides as the retake is being prepped. 3 players coming in from cave. Henny around the site pillar. Has BRN for backup. Swings out. Takes the second one coming in from cave. Henny flips around. Nice headshot. To the Glock candy apple. And it's a candy of a round. 11 rounds now to MIBR as Henny pops off with a rifle. I think maybe he should stick to that at least for this map, because he is looking very good with the rifle, the pistol, everything but the op. And Nouns will be on the save here. Maybe a couple upgraded pistols, but it should be 12-4 Made in Brazil. And the winning opportunity for Nouns is being closed very quickly in front of them. The light at the end of the tunnel is fading out. The door is being closed, and soon it will be sealed shut if MIBR keep this pace up. They should only have 4 more rounds to go after this round. Anything can happen. Anything is possible. But they should be aware they're up against pistols even more so, as the first contact is made by BRN, but just little chip damages until Insani can go ring the bell of B-Wills.
Insani and Eco frags have been synonymous in this map. Spamming back and forth, exchanging rounds. Henny will find a second, a third for Insani. It's the B site taken down. At this point, the goal of this one is for Made in Brazil to keep it flawless, build that T economy, make themselves an insatiable force, really. When they can keep this round flawless, they build like virtually unresettable T economy. 3 rounds in a row, in which case they're mentally reset as well. This is a very good one for Made in Brazil. It's just Marky. 1 versus 5 spotted as well. No real easy kills. Insani will find the 3K in the round. He is rapidly approaching that 30 bomb we mentioned before. It's better late than never.
It's not something you need to hit. It's just a nice individual stat line to have. And right now, I mean, he's fragging for a couple players who are having a little bit on the lighter end of a performance in Exit, Turtle, and Henny. BRN's up there. He's been having his moments, but it's really been Insani and BRN with everybody else kind of having a moment or two here, but Henny only has that memorable 3K that comes to mind. Everything else going even for Turtle and for Exit kind of a little less consequential in terms of the meaning on the overall round. Lots of utility being thrown in towards B though right now by MIBR. CJ Spray only does 10 damage onto BRN as the bomb is going to go down very swiftly. Will Nouns even attempt this retake, considering it would be a 5v5?
No kid.
They could just save here and it wouldn't be a bad call.
Let's see if I find a kill through the smoke. Again, there's so much utility to stall. That one smoke will last a little bit longer, as will the second. BRN finds one, finds two with the boost, and now they should be saving. No utility left except for a couple smokes and Molotov. No kit, as I mentioned. But they're going to try to go forward nonetheless. Carson feels compelled to do so. Taken down. B-Will is now trying to exit the Jaguar. Exchanges bullets. Henny's the one to find the kill. Again, it was a good call to stay on the rifle for him. And Turtle, flanking in, finds the final nail in the coffin. That is Nouns going out with a whimper. They lose all 5 players. They have no money left in the bank. They're down 8-13, and Made in Brazil just won 2 flawless rounds in a row. I do feel like the storybook is closing on this one.
That's a lapse in judgment from Nouns. You lose those 2 players to the boost up cube, you should be saving instantly off of that contact. You shouldn't even be thinking about a retake at that point. And they all get mopped up, which is just even better for MIBR. It's like, all right, cool. We got 2 kills. Sweet. That should be the round. Oh, we got them all? Epic. Awesome. They're on pistols now. Let's go rush them some more. AXX coming in. Utility flying everywhere. 1 donut. 2 towards CT. BRN entering into the site. Gets a lot of chip damage on the marquee here. And he'll spray down B-Wills and Temple. CJ, in the meanwhile, gets domed by Turtle. Insani 2 kills away from the 30. Will be hunting for that, presumably. Henny very low on health. He got dinked down by a USP, I do believe. BRN, though, has Markey on a platter, and he pushes forward for Cynic as well. Exit onto Carson. 14-8 and 2 rounds for Made in Brazil. And victory here on map 1, the pick of Nouns. We questioned this pick coming into the game. We saw the veto, and instantly we thought, what are Nouns doing on Ancient, excuse me. Vertigo's map number 2, pick of MIBR. As you can see the top right of your screen. But, man alive here, Nate. Nouns. It just seems that they've never really been able to get anything going. They had pistol round success and a couple isolated wins here and there, but other than that, it's all a whole lot of nothing.
It looked good at one point. It was 6-9 and also 6. I think it was 6 runs in a row. It looked good. It made the right adjustment on the T side. They called out they called out Made in Brazil's aggression on the T side. They forced them to slow down. They forced them into squalor buys, squalor investments. But there's none of that here in the second half. In fact, I think these are the first 2 kills that Nouns have gotten in like 4 rounds. I think it's been, what, 3 flawlesses in a row for Made in Brazil? That should
Close
speak
to it, if that.
That speaks to the dominance this T side has had.
Yeah, there's not been too much trouble. There might be now. Nobody watching for Donut. The spray doesn't convert, though. B-Wills comes up empty-handed. Wishes he had X-ray like that M4, but unfortunately the skin doesn't transfer its name over to him. CJ. Looking. Nothing spotted. B-Will still leading the charge. They do have a kit, but are they going to fall away now? Yep. They're going to grab the op and save and give up 15 to MIBR. Of all the rounds to save, I thought that one would have been one to go for. Because 7 in a row is not very likely. You might as well give yourself the chance here and now. You were already set up for it. You had utility, flashbang.
Any exit. Both going down with the ship.
Look at the money, though. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't, because they had those 3 flawless rounds in a row. They were like all above 5 digits. There's no worries about buying on the T side. In fact, there's, I dare say, no worries about buying for the rest of this game. I don't see it going 7 more rounds for Nouns. They've not shown us anything to be excited about on the CT side. They won the pistol round, I think, and that was it, right? Pistol round and second round?
Pistol round and second round, yep, and that's it.
Yeah, it was 6 to 9.5, and now it's 8 to 15. They won the first 2 rounds, and they've lost 6. And they're potentially about to lose a 7th as well because the buy is still less than ideal. No utility on Carson, a lack of utility on a couple other players, and if a Moss on Markey makes this a very desperate situation.
It is very desperate. It's a Hail Mary of a play here by Nouns, and they're going to have to make it work. They can't afford an incomplete pass, let alone an interception or a pick six. It's got to be converted. They do have a bit of a presence sensed over towards A, the contact being made by MIBR, but a slow and steady default by the Brazilian squad, just kind of toying with Nouns here.
I want to throw some shade as well. I want to say they have been given a blessing in disguise. Henny is on the op. Had to say
Watch him go nail 3 kills just to spite you.
I'm hoping for the caster's curse for his sake, because I think an op on Vertigo might make this a swift 2-0 for Made in Brazil. So if he can wake up now, that would make things even more lopsided than they already are.
Yeah, and I mean, it's more like, I'm kind of disappointed that Henny's not hitting shots, because he's so fun to watch when he's on form. It's a pleasure to watch him op. Not getting to see those shots. Ooh, that's nice from BRN. Gets wall banged, but he takes full advantage of that. I don't know if Henry's even going to be needed here. Exit's got the next. Carson and Markey are the last one standing. Henny's all the way in mid holding the flank. He's just playing flank rotation watch. And MIBR going to get the bomb down. Henny's going to try and join up with him. Exit has picked up a fallen op. He's just letting shots rip left, right, and center. BRN with one more, all down to Markey, the latest man on the Nouns roster. And there's not much he can hope to do in a 1v4 with a kit and no utility. 1 kill, maybe 2. Dad dodging back and forth, tries the drive-by on the pistol. It's BRN in the end. And Made in Brazil take their opponent's map pick 16-8. That 4-round streak in the middle there on that CT side for Nouns was really the only bright spot they had. They won both pistol rounds and still ended up with only 8.
Won both pistol rounds? That is inexcusable then. That is, truly speaks to the one-sided